Hey guys, it's Cream, aka Miss Cream of the Crop. I wanted to open up this new episode by introducing this interview. I got a chance to sit down virtually with Erik D Cain. We had such an amazing conversation. I'm so excited to allow you guys to hear everything that's been going on with him. He talks about some serious issues on this episode, so I need you guys to really pay attention. And if you have any negative comments about what he discusses, please refrain from posting that and talking about those types of situations that people deal with in a negative manner, because we're all about positive vibes, healing, and great mental health over on this platform. So without further ado, this is my interview with Erik D Cain. I hope you guys enjoy. Have an amazing day.
Hey guys, it's Cream, aka Miss Cream of the Crop, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Cream. I'm really excited about today's interview. I know I tell you guys I'm always excited when I do interviews, but I am, because I only interview people that I'm interested in. So I'm really excited about this interview because I get to interview Erik Cain. He's an artist that my son introduced me to a little over a year ago, and he basically had me binge watching everything Erik Cain on YouTube. And I'm like, this guy is really, really dope. I immediately followed him from the station's page on Instagram, and I just kept up with everything that he was doing. And I sent him an email and said, hey, I'd like to sit down with you. Well, actually, someone from my team sent an email for me, but it's like, hey, I want to sit down with you and do an interview. He responded and said, yes. So we're here. So Erik, thank you so much for agreeing to be on Conversations with Cream and sit down and have a conversation with me. How are you this Sunday afternoon, or evening, I should say?
I'm doing well, and thank you for giving me the privilege to be on your radio station. I really appreciate it.
No doubt. Thank you so much. So just to jump right into your little hiatus, and then you came back, and then we'll go backwards. So I started following you on Instagram from my radio station page, and I started seeing you really on the road doing everything that an artist does to get himself out there. You're pumping out videos and music, and then there was a slight pause. So we all know the world shut down about a year ago, and it affected some people positively. It affected some people in a not so positive way. So for yourself, tell us a little bit about your hiatus, and tell us a little bit about how you have overcome the shutdown of the world as a creative.
Okay, so last year, it's funny how everything panned out. I had just finished my third project, Heart and Soul Volume 1. This was, I think I dropped it February 20th of last year. And the world shut down 3 weeks later, literally 3 weeks later. I had momentum, everything. I was planning to go on tour, a small little tour that summer. I was really excited. Everybody was sharing my music, liking my music. And then the world shut down. So it kind of put a big old curtail on everything that I was doing. And I was upset at first, you know. I was kind of mad about how that whole little situation went down, because, like I said, I felt like I had such a great momentum. It was like, okay, I'm ready to go on a run. This is my year, you know. Artists be saying that all the time. And then it was like, dang, it wasn't even my mistake that messed it up. It was the world shut down. Who could have foreseen it? So it took a lot of like discipline, and it took me having to sit back and be like, okay, what do I do next? How do I keep even some semblance of it, for me, some semblance of this momentum going? And it was a little hard. I ended up I kept shooting music videos, was working on music literally the whole year. One thing I could do while I was stuck in the house. I'm from Alabama, so there's not much to do. There's not much to do out there anyway. But especially when everything was shut down, I was just outside enjoying nature. Something I love to do. Fishing and making music was everything that I was doing. End of the year came. I thought everything was gonna open up, so I dropped another project. The timing was off, and I was going on with something with, you feel me, the person who was, you feel me, helping me put everything out there. So I kind of got a little discouraged, and then some unnecessary business from my past resurfaced from out of nowhere, and yeah, I just had a lot to deal with over the past couple of months. But fortunately, one thing I learned from, I guess, my mama, you feel me, just watching her and seeing her progress through life, it's gonna throw its blows all the time. You feel me? All the time, it's gonna knock you upside the head. And from the most successful people in life are the ones that know how to respond every time they get knocked down. You feel me? Know how to get back up, shake it off, keep on going, and come back harder than they did before.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the things that helped me cope with everything shutting down, because I too had plans, and it was just weird because everything was going the way it was supposed to go. And I think we went to a Cavaliers game. It was really, really fun. Boobie Gibson was there. We were talking to Boobie. And then the next day, the governor was like, hey, guess what, guys? You can't leave your house anymore. I'm like, how are we at a Cavaliers game yesterday? And then today, we're not even allowed to go outside. So as a businesswoman, everything just shut down. And that was just weird for me because I've never been sealed before. So for me, I kind of comforted myself a little bit by saying, you're not the only person that's sitting here doing nothing. Everyone's doing nothing. And I kept reminding myself that no one's doing anything either. So it's not like there are people that are getting ahead because you're doing nothing. But as a creative, it was really hard for me at first to just do nothing.
Trust me, I understand that completely. One thing that it forced me to do is explore self. It's something I never, you feel me, I'm not gonna say never got a chance to do, but this time I was really forced to explore myself and who I really was and what I really wanted to do as a person. I had nothing else to do, and it was an interesting little journey. I'll say that.
Yes, same here, same here. So there's some things that I appreciate about sitting still, and that's one of the things that I actually appreciate about being made to sit still, because like you said, I've always known who I am, but it actually, sitting still for this long actually made me appreciate myself more, and it made me realize that I wasn't appreciating myself as much as I thought I was. You know, so it helped me in that department also. And I think that when you're a creative person, I think creative people tend to be more of an overthinker than other people. Like your brain is always moving. Yeah. And sometimes it's not moving with positive thoughts. So that was something else that I started learning to do, was to train my brain to turn off more of the negative thoughts. During this time, for some reason, my brain was dwelling on negative thoughts and positive thoughts. So I had to basically retrain my brain to go back to the optimism that I was used to, and replacing those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Because of sitting still, my brain was just being overactive, but overactive in a negative way, and I don't understand where that came from. Were you having any thoughts like that yourself during this pandemic? Like, where are all these negative thoughts coming from? I have to push them out of my brain and retrain my brain to think positive while I'm sitting still doing nothing.
I think I did a little bit, and I think that has more to do with the collective conscious than the individual, because I think we're all connected. So when there's just a whole bunch of negative energy, you feel me, being output at the same time, and everybody kind of had a bleak outlook of life, especially toward the beginning of the pandemic. And then, you know, there came that stagnation period toward the middle, and then the restless period toward the end. I think everybody kind of fell down. All of my peers kind of felt, you feel me, directionless. And like I said, we're all connected. So we all, you feel me, share the planet, and we all feed off of each other's energy. And when everybody's energy is down simultaneously, it's felt. And I think coming out of that is going to do a lot of good for a lot of people. Just to be in a more positive and more, you feel me, expressive mindset. We're not made to be locked up and trapped up in a house nowhere. We're social people. We need to interact.
Absolutely. I feel you. And that's something that I was telling my friends. I said, that's a fault, but not a bad fault. But that's a fault of being a human being, is needing interaction, human touch, like not even like in a sexual manner, just giving someone a hug, shaking someone's hand, you know, just being around in front of people and just feeling their energy and their vibes. Like, just like people say, talk to your plants, it helps them grow. Human beings, we need touch and interaction. So I definitely understand where you're coming from as far as us vibing off of each other and everyone feeling down. So those vibes are just permeating through everyone because we're all feeling down at the same time. But I'm really optimistic and I'm really happy that things are starting to look up and everyone's getting their positive vibes back, everyone's getting their positive outlook back. And it doesn't say like everything's peach cream in the world, but you know, it's looking a lot better than it was before, especially if you don't pay attention to a lot of things that are on social media, because social media can definitely continue to push those images into your brain you don't really want to see.
Yeah,
so
it does, for sure.
And it's like right there in your face, right there in your hand, and that can just put all off for you. So you talk about being from Alabama. Now, I used to live in Montgomery. I live in Cleveland now. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I know what it's like to live in Alabama. But you didn't even really live in a big city in Alabama, so I can only imagine what it's like not living in somewhere like Birmingham or Montgomery. So tell me what it's like being this lyrical guy, this very creative guy who wants to rap. He's really into hip-hop, but he lives in this small town in Alabama. Like, tell me about this guy. What is his life like as a hip hop creative in Alabama?
Okay, so well, I grew up in a church. I was born in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
Raised in Huntsville, Alabama, but I moved a couple of times, but only for like a little short stints. But like I said, I was born and raised in a church. Mama had me in choir since I was like 5 years old. So I was always up there, singing on stage, even in love with music. I don't know if you're religious or spiritual or anything like that, but to me, the best music in the whole world comes from the Southern Church. I don't know. There's just a feeling. There's a feeling that it gives you, like a real, like when the choir is going well and the soloist is going well and the place is rocking and the spirit is moving. That right there to me is one of it can be the most precious experiences in the whole world. If you haven't experienced that, I suggest anybody who's listening to do that. But like I said, grew up in the church. Around sixth grade. Well, first let me go back to Alabama real quick. If you're familiar with Southern hip hop before streaming and anything, it is nothing like the hip hop you hear today. Everything was loud, in your face, big speakers, big cars. Everybody still had the old schools with the with the big speakers and the subs blasting.
Yes, you have to have the big speakers and the Daytons.
Yeah, so that was my only and back when I was younger, hip hop was way more regional than it is now. Now Atlanta rappers are popping in New York and California. Back then, Southern rappers was only popping in the South. Northern rappers was really up north. So that was like Gucci Mane, Jeezy, T.I., those are the only people I was really exposed to when I was younger. For a job when I was in sixth grade, my mother moved to D.C., Washington, D.C. And I remember going over to a friend's house, and he had, I don't know if you remember LimeWire. Back when we actually,
Yes.
yeah, we
Yes.
had to record music off of LimeWire. I had just got my first old iPod Touch. This is back in like 2010. 2009, 2010, got me a little iPod Touch. My friend put a whole bunch of music on there. People I had never really heard, ever. And a whole bunch of lyricism. It sounded nothing like it sounded back down south. You feel me? The rhyme schemes are really, you feel me, intense. And like the punchlines, the bars, the metaphor, like hearing like Jay-Z and stuff for the first couple of times, hearing Eminem for the first couple of times, I was like, oh my goodness. I fell in love with that because, like I said, I grew up in the church, and there was something about, I don't know if a lot of people make that connection, but a preacher and a rapper, they're not so different. Like the same way that a preacher gets somebody to move while they're in the pulpit, you feel me, with different inflections of the voice and different, they come in there with their little rhyme schemes sometimes, and they come in there with their metaphors, and so does a rapper. So it was almost like a familiarity in it. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I studied it like religious, like just every single day, headphones in, doing nothing but listening to music. And then I think I was in 6th grade, so I made my own little thing. I called it Eric's Book of Rhymes. Like, and I was just writing. I'm not gonna say I wrote every day and trying to make it seem like I was just some dead. I didn't, but every now and then, I would write something up in it. And I remember it. Right before I came back down to Alabama, they had a poetry contest. We were supposed to write a poem, and then just recite it. I remember this was my first real poem I wrote. I can't remember the name of it. I wish I did, but I got first place. I was so excited.
Dope.
And for my the prize for first place, I used to have these little earbuds I used to listen to music to. The prize for first place was some Sony headphones. So I had the Sony headphones with my iPod. You couldn't tell me nothing. At that point, I downloaded everybody's mixtape, whether it was trap rappers, lyrical, gospel, the Dream Girl soundtrack.
Right. You put those headphones in use.
Oh yeah, I put my teachers when I came back down after 7th grade, came back down to Alabama, and my teachers used to hate it because I'd just be in that class. Back in class just jamming, and everybody could hear you, especially when something with a lot of bass come on, because those are the ones that have like a bass boost button on it. You click the bass button, and then the whole class. I spent many a day in detention. You feel me? Just because I know when to turn off my headphones. So
shout out to the iPod Touch days. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, I feel like it was something about that era where the iPod era, like, I don't think that there's anything that could ever compare to that. Like, literally, you brought up LimeWire, like, literally going and hunting for music, downloading it, and having it, making playlists and things like that. And I can't remember the last interview I did, or if I was just having a conversation. I was just saying that I think that we appreciated music a lot more then, because we actually had to go and look for it. We had to go and hunt for it. Like, you had the parental guidance stickers. Like, someone had to go to the store with you in order for you to even buy rap music, because you weren't allowed to buy it if you were under 18. So you were like, I have to figure out a way to get this. Yeah. So we were all putting viruses on our computers. Going on LimeWire. And then when you found that one person who would always have the right music, you try to keep it until they shut that folder down.
Yep. LimeWire done messed many a computer up. Many a computer up.
Yes.
But harping back to the original question, because I kind of went off on a tangent with the iPod.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
When I came back down to Alabama, around eighth grade. Yeah, it was eighth grade, and then spent the rest of my high school down Sparkman High. They didn't. I don't think they understood exactly where I was coming from. Like I said, I left and then came back. My lingo was a tad bit different. Like I wasn't the Erik that everybody remembered. My lingo was a tad bit different. I went through my little growth spurt. I came down here rapping just like everybody. All the kids used to try to rap on it, but here I am using big words. And big words. I remember we used to do rap battles inside the gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just killing everybody because I just got big words. Everybody's making even one word rhyme. I'm making 3 words rhyme in a sentence. So, but at that point, I had been listening to everybody. You couldn't really. So from going down from the braggadocious, you feel me, up in your face music down in the South that everybody listened to here comes this dude, you feel me, using all these big words. It threw people off at first. So I used to be upset because I felt like, man. Up north, everybody appreciated it. You feel me? They appreciated what I was reading because that's what everybody was doing. Mm-hmm. Back down here, and they're not trying to hear all that. I'm over here on introspective beats, talking about my life. They weren't trying to hear all that. They wanted to hear something with, a lot of things.
So they throw us some Uncle Luke. Give us some No Limit Soldier.
Yeah.
Give us some Mystical. Shake it fast. That's all we want to hear.
That's all they wanted.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, I think one thing that helped, regardless of the music, I made a name. Both good and bad in my school. I used to get in trouble a lot. Have my hand in everything. So I had already started to become pretty popular in my school, just outside of music. So then people started to give it a chance when I started to drop stuff, and I think that's what helped. I used to blow everybody's messages up, sending them links. This back when SoundCloud first came out. You feel me? Before the stigma of a SoundCloud rapper became a thing. I used to have a link, send them to everybody's text message. I got blocked a couple of times from people who got fed up with it, but it don't matter. I'm going to send it to you anyway. But especially a couple of, I used to try to pretend to sing on a couple of songs, and then, the girls would like it. And I really like this one. You should do this one a little bit more. Different little things like that.
Yeah.
And it was growing very, very slow. Very, very slow. But I knew that was the only thing I wanted to do was make music. But I stuck with it. But like I said, now, of course, you feel me, everybody in the small town that I'm from, you feel me, listens and you feel me, enjoys my music. I won't say everybody, but a pretty good amount that listen to and enjoy my music. But it really wasn't until I left Alabama that I started to really take off.
So now everyone's like, oh, yeah, I went to school with Erik. It's like, nope, you weren't seeing that when you was trying to back that ass up.
Yeah, so exactly that right there. I moved to Atlanta where the music scene is a lot more. I mean, from Atlanta is the heart of the Southern hip hop scene, but at the same time, it's a lot more inclusive and expansive than it is in Alabama because it's just a hip hop city. You have, of course, you have Future and Young Thug, but it's also the birth of, it's where Outkast came from. It's a really heavy and really deep cultural, musical city. And coming out here is where people, they didn't know me from nothing. They just heard me and just heard my music and was like, oh, you dope. You nice.
Yeah.
And that's how I started getting the I'm not gonna say I'm nowhere near the level I want to be. But from where I started out, I'd say I'm doing pretty decent.
Yeah, I would say you're doing pretty well. Like I said, my son introduced me to your music, and I immediately thought that you were dope. And he is he's a pretty good judge of artistry. usually the people that he brings to me, they're all pretty dope, and he knows the type of music that I like. And I'm one of those people that I can back that ass up, but I also enjoy lyricism, you know. At the end of the day, I'm all about lyricism. And one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I said to you, I said, I even wrote myself a note, was, you know, in listening to your music, you can tell that you have something to say and you need people to sit there and hear what it is, because I got to get this out. I have something to tell you. I need to get it all out, and I'm going to get it out as passionately as I could possibly, you know, be, and you're going to feel me. Like, do you do that on purpose, or is that just, you know, like Beyonce back in the day, she would say when she would go on stage, she was Sasha Fierce. She's like, I'm Beyonce at home, but when I'm on stage, Sasha Fierce comes out. So in talking to you, you're this really nice, quiet, humble guy. When you listen to your music, you're literally like, you're passionate about what you're saying and you're getting it out. And if you don't feel what you're saying, clearly you don't have any feelings and you're a robot.
Okay. I got my own little. I'm not gonna say alter ego, but you feel me? I started my own little. I started a group called SK, Southern Kings. With it, it's not just me. It's a whole bunch of really talented artists from Alabama who are all extremely lyrical. Of course, we got there's a couple of people in there that love trap music, but really, you feel me? There are about 10 of us, really dope. You'll hear them featured on all of my stuff, like Dope Taff is in there. We got Greg, Lico, M6, Asian A. I'm not gonna go through and list everybody, but yeah. So it's Southern Kings. But I've always, my alter ego was always the king. You feel me? I even told, like, it's just when I want to beat, I have to get myself. It's like an energy comes over you, and I think I've always told myself, like I said, growing up in the church, hearing music, the most important thing to me was always the emotion that you felt during it. Just to see, like, growing up in the church, you don't hear me talk about the church a lot, because that's, like I said, that's where I grew up in.
I grew up in the church too, so I totally understand.
To see a really good singer come on stage, and to be up on stage, you can be in the choir loft, and to look at people's faces when somebody's really going through something, and the song can really touch somebody, and if you like really see people just break out into tears over a song, that's all. Hey, this is powerful. This ain't something to be played with. This is something. This can do a lot of good and a lot of bad too. But that energy is something special. So I always try to capture that energy and portray it on the thing. And which is why I really feel good every time someone tells me that, man, I heard your song and it really touched me, man. Or someone said, man, I'm not gonna lie, I heard your song and I felt it so much I cried to it. Or that's what I'm trying to get every time. I'm trying to capture that, because I know you feel me, you can have the best beat, best lyrics, you feel me, whatever you think. You feel me? If you don't make nobody feel it, the song's gonna come and go every single time. But you feel me, the songs that really make you feel something, you know, the ones you play when you go through a breakup, or the ones you play when you're in a really good, your go-to songs that you've been listening to for a long time, that you'll play every time a certain mood comes up, or you're in the mood to clean the house and you got that little playlist with them songs, and there's that that'll make you start dancing and singing into the bro. Those are the songs, you feel me, where that energy and that emotion is captured. Those are the timeless ones. And I always told myself, you know, I seen artists, you feel me, be big, even big one day, broke the next day. I want to be the one, you feel me, you don't have to remember me. So what it's going to make, even the best way to get people to remember you is to capture their heart. And that's what I want to do every single time.
That, to me, that definitely sums up what I feel when I listen to your music, and I can tell that that's what you're trying to do, because like I said, every single track, it's like you planned on leaving it all in the booth. It's like, if this, to me, when I listen to your music, it sounds like if this is the only song that they ever hear from me, I want them to feel me. I want them to know who I am. I want them to feel this pain that I felt when I was making this song. I want them to feel this happiness that I felt when I was making this song. Like, that is how I feel when I listen to your music. Like, I can feel your passion. And I really feel like, you know, when Jay-Z on the Black album, the last song, when he took the headphones off and it was supposed to be his last song, he, you know, dropped him, you can hear him drop. Like, I feel like that's what you do every time we leave the booth. You're like, boom, I'm done. I left it here. I'll be back when I'm ready to release some more. I'm done.
And that's where the whole Soul King comes from. Cause like I said, touching the heart, and you feel me, it's just feeling that soul, that passion. Like, soul music is my favorite music. Cause I think soul music and gospel are the two genres that really capture that emotion the best. I mean, whether it's Aretha Franklin sitting there crooning, or you feel me, Otis sitting there, you feel me, Young singing at the top of his lungs, you feel me, James Brown with his abba-dabba-doo-bop, you feel me, whatever he got, like, you feel that, like you really feel that. It's like, oh man, like it captures you every single time. So if I can and put it in the hip hop, that's where the whole I have it in my bio, everything, the Soul King. That's SK, you feel me? That stands for Southern King, but personally it stands for the Soul King.
I love that. I love that. I know it was one track you were talking about, your daughter was in Mississippi and you couldn't go see her. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, oh, you can't see her. I hope he gets to see her now. I know we're in the pandemic, but is he seeing her now? Is she okay? Is he like, you know, you really can feel the soul in your music, and it really does make you want to continue to support, because it's like you talk about your ups and your downs, and then you feel like I really have to continue to support him. Like, the music is great. It's not like you're supporting out of like sympathy. It's like, no, this music is dope. But then when you're listening to you tell your stories and all the things that you've gone through and your ups and downs, you're like, okay, so I got to stream, I got to listen to this. Does he have merch? I really want him to know that there are people out here that are going to help him keep, you know, grow, because he's like, listen, I've been going through this. I've been having ups and downs. You're like, yes, I'm going to support you if you don't feel like this anymore. So,
but I think
Soulful King matches. I think that matches you to a T.
But yeah, I think that. But the reason why, like, I was talking to one of my partners earlier today, and I think the reason why is, man, all these rappers nowadays be selling you some dream, some unrealistic dream, and that's not what music is about. I mean, it's cool to listen to. They give you a couple quotables, all that other stuff, but it ain't real. You feel me? People going through some stuff. A lot of people are going through some stuff. So just to know, you feel me, just to be able to, even if my story not the same as your story, just to know that I got a story and you got a story too, people can relate. People can relate to that every single time. So when people get all in my DMs, man, never stop making music. Yo, I don't think you understand what your music has done for me. Just hearing you go through X, Y, and Z, and how you were able to do X, Y, and Z, it just makes me feel like I got this. Like. And those are the things. It makes me feel so good. It's like, honestly, I tell myself all the time, if I was never to blow, I'd make music for the rest of my life. But I'm gonna blow. I already know that.
Yeah, you're gonna blow. Let's put that out there first of all. You're gonna blow. Period.
Yes, ma'am.
In the discussion, mainly because you're genuine, and you are authentically yourself. I know with social media and all the things that are perpetuated right now, it makes people feel like you have to be fake. Nothing against anybody out here, but it's like they have ladies out here. It's like you got to have a fake body if you want to get on, if you want to get attention, if you want to get somewhere. You know, it makes rappers feel like you got to wear watches and you got to drive these cars and have these houses, even if it's a facade and it doesn't really belong to you and it's all fake life. They make you feel like you have to do all these fake things in order to be on. But at the end of the day, people really appreciate those that are authentically themselves. And eventually you win and you're happier and you're happiest when you win, when you're being authentically yourself. It may seem like it takes a little bit longer to get there, but to be honest with you, you will enjoy it more. You will love yourself more because you stay true to who you are. And your friends and those around you will appreciate the fact that you stay authentically yourself as well. And a lot of times with people, I mean, it's not really something you can really do about having fake people around you. But for the most part, when you are authentically yourself, you start attracting other authentic people around you. Like you have your crew. And I'm pretty sure you know that all the people in your circle right now, you guys are meant to be together. Like everyone's, I'm sure, authentically themselves. And that's when you start attracting those vibes. Like they say, your vibe attracts your tribe. So regardless of whatever ups and downs you may be going through, you're going to glow basically because you are authentically you and you're putting out that soul music. And even though you're human and sometimes we get down, like I don't ever want you to think that you're not going to blow because you have the formula. You have what it takes to do what it needs to be done in order for you to get where you need to be. You just have to get on some stages so more people can see you. And it's opening up.
Yeah.
It's opening up.
Yeah, and like I say, it's gonna be a real scary summer. At the end of the summer, I'm planning to go on a small little tour, 30 days. I want to touch just 10 to 12 cities, just to get that off my list. Expand my fan base just a little bit more. Go on the road one time. I'm gonna do everything myself. I'm 100% independent. Everything is about to work on my own two hands. I mix and master my own stuff. Everything. So these days for me. Oh.
So I know you were talking about your tour. I was going to mention that. So I know you were saying July 24th that's going to be the first day of the tour, right?
Yeah, I want to start in Houston. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go on a big old circle for me around the country.
So for other artists out there that might be watching this or listening to the audio, how important is it for you to be independent? Because I know a lot of artists out there, they may want to be independent, but one of the things that drives them to want to be signed is money. A lot of people don't come from money, and they have bills, their family has bills, they have people that depend on them, so they tend to sign to a label even if they know it's not the best thing. But why is it important to you to remain independent?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not going to act like, you feel me, I never, you feel me, considered no deal. Cause it's crossed my mind, you feel me, a couple of times. Especially when you get low, and even because there's always gonna be times when you get low. It's like, man, I've been putting in all this work. I'm not seeing the growth that I've been expecting, that I've been visualizing. And you feel me? It'll grind at you a little bit, but it's that when them thoughts come, you gotta fight them. You gotta fight them every single time. Being independent is important to me because I think the biggest thing, of course. I don't like the idea of people who ain't really had no work in getting a cut out of my pie, out of my profit. That don't really sit right with me. You feel me? I put in all this work, all these hours, and you feel me? You gonna come in, you feel me? When I'm almost at the end of the race, and you feel me? Try to take as much as you can, take, and not give. But I think the biggest thing I'm always on is hearing artists not have creative control. I can't. No, that right there is the biggest turnoff for me. You're not gonna tell me how I can and how I can't make my music. You feel me? Because my music is me. The moment that it stops becoming, you feel me? The moment that it stops being me, you feel me? It becomes inauthentic, and that soul is gone. You feel me? You can't put your soul into something. You can't put your soul into something that you're not really, you feel me, in tune with, that you don't really feel. It doesn't work. It's not gonna work. And I would never want the quality of my music to degrade to try to make, you feel me, make a machine a check. When I can go do a whole bunch of work myself, yeah, it's gonna take a lot more hours to put it in, but that just means the victory is gonna be that much sweeter every single time. I don't want like I said, I don't want people in there trying to direct and dictate what I can and what I can't do. That for me, that takes away from the artistry. For me, artistry is supposed to be 100% authentic, coming from you feel me, you feel me, your soul and your spirit. That's where it comes from. I'm
Right.
not like I'm not making music to appease nobody. I'm making music. You feel me? I'm in competition with myself. What can I make? You feel me? The last thing that I made. You feel what can I don't want you. What can I do to make $100 million? Yeah. If I'm 100% authentically me, that money's gonna come because people are gonna buy into it. I'm seeing it. I just don't right now. I don't got the crazy budget to go out there and you feel me, and pitch myself to all the radio stations around the country yet. But it's gonna come. I'm 22 years old. I used to think, oh my goodness, my life is. You feel me? It's oh my god, I gotta get it now. I gotta get it now, man. I'm 20. Like I said, I'm 22 years old. Hearing Jay-Z didn't even you feel me blow until he was 28.
Right.
Billionaire. You feel me? That man a billionaire. One of the first black billionaires. Black men billionaire, African American billionaire. It's crazy. He
Mm-hmm.
started 12 years. He did that. What do I need? What do I need somebody else? What do I need somebody else for? If it takes me another year or two to blow up, okay, I got time. I'm like I said, 22. By the time I'm 40, they're gonna have to call me the greatest. You feel me? This part of the journey, and this is the part I got to go through. Then shoot, I do that every single time.
I like the outlook that you have on that, and I like the fact that you reminded yourself that you're 22, because again, I think society starts making you feel like at 18 you need to know who you are, what you're doing, where you're going. You're an adult, get out. And it's like, no, I don't feel. I mean, it's not that I think 18-year-olds are kids, but I just think that we put too much pressure, especially in our community, on our young people to grow up and be adults too fast. And like you said, you're only 22, like only 22.
Yeah, to add on what you said about the community, especially black boys and black girls, we've seen as grown. You feel me? People view us as grown, whether it's the police, society, whatever. You feel me? Whether it's you feel me? Because the way we're you feel me, built, you feel me? Physiologically, you feel me, or how it is. By the time 16, you feel me, a cop's gonna see a black boy as a you feel me, a grown up, and a grown man gonna see a black girl as you feel me, a grown woman. By the time they're 16, by the time you're 18, like you said, it has everything together, and then the social media thing does not help. Seeing the point 0.001% of all of the kids that be out there traveling everything. That's not real, bro. And what they don't post is all of the lucky breaks that they had to get in that position. And you're not that person, but you don't know what good connection, what famous uncle, what person that they had in their ear who was able to pour into them to help them get to where they at. You feel me? Not everybody has the same resource. You gotta work with what you got.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because I think that, again, we touched on social media earlier. Social media, because it goes so fast and it's in your hand and it's in your face, and a lot of people are signed up on so many different platforms, you're over inundated with so much stuff. And you don't realize that less than 1% of people your age are actually rich. But social media makes you feel like everyone at 22 just bought a house.
Yeah.
Everyone at 22 has a Mercedes. Everyone at 22 has an LLC that just made $1 million because they're making $100,000 a month, and you're like, well, what is wrong with me? I don't even know what cereal I want to eat today, But
I'm tell you, like I had a daughter at 16, so I was forced to grow up quicker. You feel me? I was quicker than I was supposed to. My mama had to sit there one day. I had moved to Atlanta, and I was just working. You feel me? I was like, I gotta make the music work. I gotta take care of my baby. She like, boy, you supposed to be out there. You supposed to be out there enjoying yourself. Yeah, you have your responsibilities, but this is the time to enjoy life because it never comes back around like this again. Enjoy it, bro. I had to really take a step back and be like, man, You feel me? I need to enjoy myself. I'm 22. I'm supposed to be. You feel me? I'm supposed to be out here getting in trouble, having fun, you feel me? Late nights out, and I'm over here. Studio. I had no car when I first came in. I was taking them. I stayed 20 minutes outside Atlanta. I was taking them. My schedule was get up at 6, take a bus downtown, go to School of Audio Engineering, go there, take a bus back, and then work at Zaxby's from 4 to close every single day.
Wow.
I was 18, right out of high school. That was my day. You feel me? No car. Walk. I mean, I had to walk from the bus station to Zaxby's every single day, 2 miles. Walking, even rain, heat, it don't matter because I have my own place. I had to pay bills. And then it's something I put on myself because I was like, bro, I'm about to move to Atlanta and I'm about to blow up. I'm about to put it. It's necessary. I got to put the work in, and I'm glad that I did. I don't think I would go back because it taught me that little time period taught me a lot. It taught me a whole bunch, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't enjoying myself. I was like, bro, this can't be life. Going to work every day and this can't be life.
Right, absolutely. I'm glad your mom reeled you in and said, listen, boy, you have the rest of your life to be an adult. I said it to my kids, too. I tell them all the time, I'm like, listen, you have to understand that you only get to be young. You really and truly, if you really think about it, you only get to be young once.
Yeah.
You are an adult until you pass away. I'm like, you know how long that is? You know how long? With the thought of paying bills for the rest of your life, I'm like, we have people in our family, like my great-grandfather lived until he was 96. My great-aunt, she's still alive. She'll be 88 this year. So people in my family tend to live longer. So I'm like, imagine starting to pay bills at like 18, and you got to pay those bills until you're 88. I'm like, that's a long time.
That's a long time that they put us in this godforsaken system. We gotta work to live and survive. It's a long time, and it's for 18-year-old. You feel me? For 18-year-old, that could be depressing, and that's why you see so many young people. You feel me? Just talk about they unhappy. Is it because that outlook is depressing? Who wants to? I watch my mama. My mama is not happy going to work. She's worked her whole. She always tell me, man, I've worked since I was 16. I have to see her come at least 2 or 3 times a week, frustrated with her job, upset, tired, no energy. I don't want to be giving all my energy into somebody else's life. I mean, while they sit down, you feel me, at some golf course somewhere, laughing, drinking mimosas and stuff, and chuckling about you feel me, chuckling. Answering a couple 2 work calls a day and then enjoying themselves? No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the other reason why anybody that's tuned in, if you're listening to his music, you're listening to this podcast, or you're watching it on YouTube, as I said earlier, you have to make sure you support Erik, not only because he's dope, but his mom got to stop working, okay? His mom needs to put her feet up and enjoy herself like she wants her son to enjoy himself. He wants his mom to enjoy herself as well. So if you support him, you support his mom.
She want to go to the beach. Let's send my mama to the beach, y'all.
Exactly. Yes. Got to send mom to the beach. So in sending mom to the beach, I know you sent me over some information about some new music that you're putting out. We already talked about your 30, what is it? Is it 30 cities or just 30 days?
Well, no, not for my first one. Not for my first one. We're going to start 30 days. It's going to be...
Talking about the 30-day tour. And you have a new single. It's called Still Love featuring Dope Taff. I know you talked about Dope Taff earlier. He's a part of your SK group. So tell me a little bit about the single.
It's not really a new one. It's just a single that I'm promoting right now. I dropped that one last year. But like I said, I've been in a little hiatus. I ain't been dropping music that much. But I needed a little break, especially dropping four projects in 2 years. I needed a little step back. Okay, that's good. But then I'm really excited about this new project because, like I said, I took a little step back and just started, you feel me, just thinking about life, going through my past, my everything, my journey. and I started writing. I started writing again. This is my best music that I've made. This is definitely my best music, and hands down, it's my best music. And the title "Dreams of a Broken Child" it's funny because, like I said, growing up, there was a lot of points where I was down on myself. You could even say depressed at points. As a child, I know this sounds funny to hear that. You feel me? A child being depressed.
No, kids can be depressed. You guys are mini humans. People have to understand. Children are humans.
Yeah. So
mini humans.
And I think that's where the alter ego, the king, the soul king, it started coming out. Because I've always been real defiant. You feel me? I used to tell I'm horrible with authority. Horrible. Just bad. I just don't like to follow directions because you gave them to me and told me I had to do it. That's what got me in so much trouble.
Oh my God. Did you at least listen to your mom when you were growing up or no?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No. Man, me and my mom.
So you really do owe her that house then?
Yeah, I owe her that for making her put up with all that shenanigans that I got into.
Yes.
Luckily, my little siblings, there was a lot easier on her than I was. I think they saw how much stress I put her through and thought to give her a little bit of a break. So I'm glad. I appreciate them for that. But it was a defiant because, like I said, at times, you feel me, it was like a loneliness almost. It was like a solitude that I felt when I was a kid. Growing up, even just though I stayed in Huntsville, I moved from school to school a lot. By the time I was in ninth grade, I had been to 9 different schools.
Wow.
At one point, I was in a new school. You feel me? I was in a new school every single school year, literally. So it's like,
I'm sure that made it hard for you to make friends and hold on to friendships.
It did, and even now, I'm dealing with that. Like, I don't even like letting people in too close, which is why I started opening up. Only thing I had to open up to was my music, which is why I be so introspective in my songs. That's the only person I had to talk to at times in the mic. Like, of course, I have friends. High school. By ninth grade, I spent my whole high school in one high school. And I have friends from there that are still, you can be real close to me today. I love with my whole heart. But like that was a little. I trust when the alter ego came. It was a defiance. It was like I got tired of having always to be the outcast, the new kid. You feel me? Kids have grown up with each other since kindergarten. Here I come. Oh, where you from? Even me, I got tired of introducing myself. So it became kind of a braggadocious, over the top personality. You feel me? It was almost like I was overcompensating to get noticed because you feel me. If I didn't, you feel me, I'd get overlooked every single time, because like I said, these people have known each other since kindergarten. Most of them have never been in the same house, same neighborhood. Especially in Alabama, in the small town that I grew up, everybody knew everybody, and I had moved so much that I didn't know nobody every single time. So I got, you feel me, a kind of a fuck the world mentality, excuse my language.
It's fine.
That kind of mentality, and it was like okay. I said one day I'm gonna be the king, and then y'all gonna have to recognize me, and then y'all gonna have to give me my respect. You feel me? At that point, everybody gonna know my name. I'm not gonna have to introduce myself no more. It's not gonna because they gonna know who I am. They're gonna know my story. They're gonna know where I came from, and you feel me? And they're gonna love me. They're gonna adore me. They're gonna respect me. They're gonna do all of that. And it was kind of a defiant, like me against the world type thing. So that's where the whole thing of dreams of a broken child. That's where the title "Dreams of a Broken Child" come from. Cause it's
and that's dropping the first week of June, right?
Yes, ma'am. First week in June. It's me telling, like, it's me getting a little braggadocious on there. You feel me? talking, poking my chest out a little bit, but also get real introspective and talk about the other side where that stems from. Like the little emotions I felt, you feel me, that led up to that, and all of the things that made me feel like that. I know it might sound a little, you feel me. That's just where that whole concept came from. It just came out of nowhere. So I was like, yeah, this is really my best music. So I'm looking forward to putting that out there so everybody can hear it.
That's dope. It's just this entire interview that we've been talking, or I would say conversations, that's what we're having, this entire conversation, it's been so cool to see where the evolution of you and hearing you explain the fact that you got tired of introducing yourself, it goes back to helping me understand even more why you rap the way that you do. Because it's just like when you just said, I'm never going to introduce myself to you ever again, that's exactly how you rap. That right there is the answer to the question I asked earlier. That is why you rap the way you rap, because you never want to introduce yourself to anyone again. And it's crazy that you said that now, and I didn't know that when I first mentioned to you that that's how I perceive your rap. Like, you're letting me know, like, oh, you're going to feel me. You're going to know exactly who I am. So hearing you say that that's who you are on this project, I feel like if you think that this is the best music you've ever put out, I can't wait to hear this, because I already feel like that about you. Like, I already feel like you're saying that in the music that's already out. So I can't even imagine how you sound on this project. You already sound like that to me.
Man, I'm going through a whole bunch of emotions. I'm angry, sad, depressed, you feel me, in your face, laughing, cocky. It's a lot of, it's a long journey to these 13 songs. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say I'm excited. I'm really excited. That's all.
I'm excited too, because like I said, I can't imagine what this project sounds like, because I feel like that's how you rap already. But so you have this project dropping, Dreams of a Broken Child, the first week of June, and then you start your 30-day tour July 24th, and you also have a brand that you put out, and it's called Holistic Health. So tell us a little bit about this brand and why you started it.
All right, so I'm about y'all basically know most of my life, so I'm just go ahead. I already put out a little statement, so I go ahead and for me divulge right here. Over a year ago, from somebody I care about, I caught HSV 1 and 2. If y'all know, it's herpes. I caught it. You feel me? And after catching it, that's actually I found out I caught it like a month before I wrote Heart Gold. That's where a lot of those feelings was coming from too. Like everything was just bleeding out on that track. The one I was saying I don't get to see my daughter because she in Mississippi. There was a lot going on during that time. I felt defeated. I did.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, I felt, I don't know, I know a lot of people going through it. You feel me? Because the statistics are actually about how many people actually have it. Crazy. But I'm going to tell you, I felt dirty. I used to call myself damaged goods, saying no female is going to want me. You know, I got to divulge that. You feel me? That's going to be, oh yeah, he's cool, but, you feel me? Yeah, you feel me? Oh yeah, I don't want to put nobody wants, you thinking, I was 19 or 20 when I found out.
Mm-hmm.
So 19 or 20-year-old girls want to take that burden, you feel me? I'm thinking I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. I felt disgusted. I felt damaged. I felt all of that. And I felt it for a long time. It hit my self-esteem. It hit my self-confidence. I didn't even like to talk to girls anymore. And anybody who knew me growing up knew that was way off of what I was when I was coming up. Like I got shy, nervous. I didn't want to let nobody in close. And I figured if I let them in close, you feel me, at one point, then it's always going to have to come to a point and stop.
Yeah.
Me being, so only a couple of people knew in my inner circle, you feel me? I had to divulge to somebody because I was just dealing with that, and it was, you feel me, I divulged to somebody. Man, out of nowhere, about 2 months ago, a little bit less than 2 months ago, some anonymous page on Instagram goes through and sends a message telling everybody that I have it. Anonymous page. Still don't know who it is. Whoever it is, God bless you. But
wow.
Goes through my follow list, my friend list, anybody who's commented on my pictures, and they go through and tell everybody. And at that point, you feel me? I was so low. I was like, I had to put out a little statement. I was like, bruh, I'm here I'm minding my business. For what do you gain from this? What about this is making you? Like I'm telling you that defeated feeling, it came all over again. It was bad. My relationship went south because I just mentally I couldn't. I had to be alone. I had to be by myself.
Yeah.
When I first caught the disease, I was reading up on Dr. Sebi.
Mhm.
Right, reading up on him a lot. I don't know. Are you familiar with him?
Oh yes, yes, absolutely.
So I was reading up on him a lot. I heard, you feel me, mixed reviews. I'm like, oh, there's no way that could work. You feel me, that's fake. But then you hear about people like Nipsey Hussle making a documentary, Nick Cannon trying to make a documentary about him. All these celebrities talking about their God and seeing holistic, they're living and swearing by holistic medicine. Even people who had said they had it before will come out with a statement, or they were just saying that for publicity. It's like, no, you weren't. No one's going to come out there and put that out there, you feel me, just as a publicity stunt. They got rid of it. And you know, so I was like, man, there gotta be a way. There gotta be a way. And everybody's talking about it. Even Michael Jackson talked about him back in the day. Left Eye talked about him back in the day. Like all these celebrities, and I'm like, bro, they gotta know something. You feel me? Maybe it's because they're in the in crowd. They know something that I don't know.
Right.
So I look into him, and he's talking about this alkaline. You know, I'm thinking it's gonna be hard. This alkaline diet, you know, just really everything has to be all natural. You feel me? Because you know we are the earth. You feel me? So you need to be 100% natural so your body can heal itself. The food, it's basically saying the foods that we eat are basically poison in our bodies, and our bodies can't fight the disease and the poisons that we eat at the same time. You got to pick one. It's going to lose the one. It's on our immune system is always so strong. So,
right.
It's a lot deeper than that too, because you know, like I said, the virus, it affects your whole body, and your body is more than just your body. You got mind, spirit, and soul. So in order to heal it, you got to cleanse all three, and that's why people was having an issue. I mean, they was able to heal, they was able to deal with the symptoms in their body, but not doing anything to cleanse mind and spirit. I'm telling you, just having a disease, it makes you depressed. It makes you feel less than. Like, and you're told that it's never going away, ever. You feel defeated. You do.
Right.
It's bad. But one thing you feel me, during that little journey, you feel me, I was so low. I was like, okay, it's either going to work or it's not. You feel me? If it don't work, I'ma still have it. So you feel me? I might as well.
Yeah, it's like I might as well try it. I mean, what else could happen besides I still have it, and I already have it.
I might as well, right? So
yeah.
So I went through cut all processed foods out of my diet, all of them. I'm not gonna say I was 100% perfect throughout the whole time, because I wasn't. I messed up about 2 or 3 times, which actually gave me a whole bunch of hope. But like I said, cut out all processed foods. I was cooking at home. I was coming up with stuff just things that I like to eat instead of making them at home. Like I would go to the farmer's market, get some raw zucchini, raw broccoli, raw onions, peppers and stuff. Get some ramen rice. Cook up some rice. Even cut the vegetables up, put them in a pot with a little butter, not plant-based butter, of course. Butter, a little water, a little vinegar. Put the rice in there, fry it up real good, put some teriyaki, and boom, I got vegetable fried rice. Just things like that. Or I go through and eat soul food, collard greens, red beans, rice, cornbread. You can just make the cornbread with almond milk instead of like
dairy,
yeah. When you think about it, like you almost think about it as almost like a game. Okay, this is what I want to eat today. How can I make this taste like this? Okay, we're gonna figure something out. I want some Chipotle. What they really put in Chipotle? They're gonna give me some corn chips. I cooked me some beans at the house. Boil some beans. Some onions, some lettuce, some guacamole, some salsa, boom. I got me some Chipotle bowl. Something like just doing things like that. I did a couple of fasts, like day fast, just for 24 hours because Sebi is constantly talking about it'll help your body tremendously if it doesn't have to digest food at all. And mentally you're thinking about healing and your body can just focus that whole day on healing. Once you give your body the proper nutrients throughout the week, so I would do like a day fast on Saturday. From Friday night to Saturday night, I wouldn't eat no food. The first time it was hard, I'm not going to lie. That was like my first day fast ever. I thought I was going to die. After that, it was easy. It was like, okay, I know, once I knew I could do it, it was like, oh, okay, I got this. Once you give your body the tools that it needs to heal itself, which is where the alkaline diet comes in, the nutrients and those minerals from the fruits and vegetables, drinking the alkaline water, then your mind, during that fast, your mind, it gives those tools directions. Okay, body, I gave you what you need. I need you to heal yourself. I need you to do that for me. It's as much of a mental journey as it is, a physical one. I'm telling you, I wanted to give up a couple of times. The day that I had to go last day I said was my end of my diet. I was like, man, this doesn't work, man. I was praying. I was like, come on, if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna be defeated. I'm not gonna be defeated. But in the back of my mind, I was like, bro, I did all this work. Come on, man.
It's like it's gotta work. I did all this.
It's gotta work. You feel me? You can't tell me I'm gonna be like this for the rest of my life. You're lying to me. You feel me? I'm reading all these stories and stuff, but you're lying to me. I'm not accepting that. I'm not. Went in, got my blood work done. I got the expensive test, not the one that tests for antibodies, because you feel me? As you know, your body develops its own antibodies to fight viruses and diseases. And even when the diseases and stuff are gone, the antibodies remain because they're trying to keep their guard up. And most people, they get the test, the little $50 IgG test. It tests for antibodies. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna get the one that tests for the actual virus. Get in there, got my blood work done. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. End of that week, I told myself, that was on a Wednesday. I told myself, okay, the next day I'm still taking like Friday. This is gonna be my first piece of meat. I got some fish, some red snapper from this Jamaican place. It was delicious. It was the best meal I ever had in my life. Just some red snapper, peas and rice, and some cabbage and some plantains. Maybe it was because I hadn't had it in a month, but I'm telling you, it was like one of the best meals I ever had in my life. Got my results back there. I was so scared. It came in my email. I was so scared to click on that attachment. I clicked it. I was like, it was the best feeling in the world. I promise you. I felt so overjoyed. I was like, oh my goodness. I called my partner, my main friend, you feel me? I told him first, called my mom, and told her, you feel me? And the thing is, me and my promise and stuff, you feel me? In my prayers, I said, you get me through this. I promise. I tell everybody. I help as many people as I can get through this. So then, you feel me? I got through it, and you feel me? And it was like that little voice in the back of my head was like, you made a promise. I was like, yeah, I did. I was like, So, I mean, even that, it took I'm not gonna lie, it took some courage because I didn't want to go. Part of me did not want to go there and divulge all the information. I just wanted to be free. I didn't want to be known as, hey, ain't that the guy that, you feel me? I didn't want to be known as that guy. I didn't at all. But, hey, if I can make one person, you feel me, feel the same way I felt on that day when I got that result back, it's worth it. I promise it's worth it every single time.
Yeah.
Every time it's worth it.
Yeah. That's amazing. Like, just even seeing your face light up with retelling, like, the story of you finding out that it came back negative. Like,
negative. For both of them. I had both, 1 and 2. Both of them negative. Yeah. Like, oh. It was the biggest. It was like a weight off your shoulders. It was like, ooh, So yeah, I felt like almost like a new man. And
yeah,
the diet by itself, like I'm telling you, my skin cleared up. I had so much. I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning, no alarm. Like energy throughout the day. Just everything I'm doing. That's where I'm making some of the. I was making some of the projects. Everything I'm doing. Very high level. My mind is moving. My thoughts is grooving. Like it was just.
It's like almost scary, huh? Like, wow, what is going on?
Yeah, it's like ooh, my body is efficient. Wasted. I was running 2 miles in the morning every single morning and feeling good. Mm-hmm. Every single morning, and then going to the gym and working out.
Wow.
That type of energy, I lost almost 30 pounds in a little bit over, you feel me, in 4 weeks. And I wasn't even a big dude, you feel me?
Yeah.
But like, it just the way that it made me feel, it was crazy. So I've had multiple people ask me, are you going to go back to your regular diet or I'm not going to go back to I'll probably get a little bit of fish every now and then, a little bit of I like to indulge, you feel me, every now and then, but as far as going back to eating all the junk that I was eating before, the stuff that I don't see no reason why.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would be the purpose? What would be the purpose? I mean, you feel great, you healed yourself. Like, why would you want to go backwards? Like, the worst thing that you could do is go backwards, and then you get sick all over again, and now it's your fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's actually your fault. Before it wasn't, but now it would be your fault. And it's like, why would I want to put myself back through the mental state that I was in? Why would I want to put my body through the physical state that it was in? Like, no. And this already makes me feel great and efficient and awake and alive. Like, no, why would I want to go backwards?
Yeah, and I believe it's completely gone. Even if I went back to eating junk, I think it'd be, unless I put myself in the predicament that allows you to catch it, I think that'd be fine. But the fact that one thing I was reading up on, if you keep the diet going, say you kept the diet going, if you did come into contact with it, your body would just flush it right out.
Wow.
Yeah, like if you came in contact with any disease, I'm not gonna say any disease. I mean, I'm not no doctor. Let me put that out there right now. I ain't no doctor. You know,
right.
I make music. That's my thing. I'm a history major and a music major at Clark Atlanta University. I am not no doctor. Okay.
He's just talking about what worked for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need someone else sending secret emails and text messages and DMs. You know, Erik is telling everybody that he can heal people, right? He said that he could.
Don't put that onus on me. You know what I mean? But like I said, just knowing your body and your immune system, it's like apparently it's like putting up it's like refortifying your immune system. So now it becomes your immune system's been fighting disease since you was a child. You know what I mean? And it's been fighting disease and dirty food since you was a child. So now you revitalized it. You gave it a factory reset. Now it's ready to. Now you feel me? It got its energy back. It got its guard back up. Now you feel me? Something come on. You feel me? It's ready to throw some blows. It'll knock it right out your system, and that's amazing to me. It's like, wow, my body is not amazing. You feel me? But then you remember, you are what you eat.
Mhm.
You are.
And your body, including your skin, is one big organ.
One big organ, and And think about it, animals, you feel me? If a big old elephant can eat nothing but, if a big old elephant gonna eat nothing but leaves all day, leaves and grass, and they the strongest creatures in the world, then
Right.
I should be able to eat some fruits and vegetables and feel strong and enlightened and healthy and feel like I can take on the world.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I was gonna say I decided I'm working on my website now.
Okay.
I've been typing up this thing. I'm at like, I'm at like 10 different pages. I'm at 10 pages in 3 days. I'm trying to be as comprehensive as possible. I'm gonna show what my daily schedule was, line up for 30 days, kind of what all I went through. Talk about, you feel me, the actual diet. Talk about fasting, meditation, spirituality. Talk about the cardio. Talk about the mental aspect of it, everything. And then I'm gonna start. I've been researching different herbs and stuff, and I want to start selling my own. I would never sell the process or nothing like that. You feel me? That's stupid to me. Someone want healing, let them get healing. But I want to sell my own, like, just little natural remedies, natural herbs. Everybody hopping on the sea moss wave I'm going to sell a couple of natural products, little ginger tea, stuff like that. So that's going to be my holistic health thing, and that's going to be launching this June.
That's dope. So you're gonna have the project, your holistic business, and your tours. You have a lot of stuff lined up. It's a good thing your body has this newfound energy.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep. That's why I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible because I got a lot of stuff I want to get done this year. As I said, it's gonna be a very scary summer.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I'm really, really proud of you for how you've overcome a lot of the things that you've gone through, and I'm really happy to talk to you and hear how optimistic you are about the future, and the fact that you're really excited about this project, you're really excited about the tour, you're really excited about your new business, because like I said, during this interview, like, we really covered the progression of your life, and just hearing you talk about all the things that you went through that I've heard you rap about in your music, but literally sitting here having a conversation with you and you talking about it and taking me through, like, the joys and the lows and the highs of your life. It's just been amazing. And I know that anyone that watches this video or listens to the audio of this, I know that they're going to be inspired. Because like I said, I already felt your emotion through your music, but just talking to you and having this conversation, it really inspired me. Like, you really have inspired me, period. Like, that's really the only word that I can use right now, because you've been through a lot. Like, I think that a lot of people, including myself, we all have our own trials and tribulations that we've had to overcome. And a lot of times you don't realize how much your story can help other people, even though you were kind of forced to tell your story. The fact that you decided to be transparent on your own and really just talk about it and put it out there, something that was depressing to you, something that was embarrassing to you, and you took it head on and said, you know what? How can I turn this into a positive for myself? And that's exactly what you're doing. And I'm very proud of you for that. Like, it takes a lot. And we have to go back and say this. You're only 22. You're only 22.
Then beat herpes, and went through a teenage pregnancy. My daughter started first grade, just coming up thing. All of that stuff.
Reintroducing yourself for 9 whole years.
Yeah.
all those things. You've overcome a lot. And I'm so grateful that you decided to sit down with me virtually and have this conversation and discuss all of these things about yourself and your life with me. I feel like we really know each other now. Like, I feel like you're one of my kids' friends and you're part of the family. So you can come over and eat dinner. I drink alkaline water. There's a lot of things that I do that I eat that a lot of people don't eat. So now I have somebody can come over and eat my nasty food with me. No.
And next time I'm in Ohio, I'll be sure to hit you up, and we got
yes. Do that. Next time I'm in Atlanta, I'm like, hey, I'm down here. Let's go eat some alkaline food together.
For sure. Thank you for
Absolutely.
having me on, and this was a really, really great interview. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Tell everyone, if they don't already follow you on all your social media platforms, tell them how they can support you and where they can follow you and get all of the information that you're going to put out about your tour, your project, and when you launch your new website.
Okay. For right now, almost everything I'm doing is based off of Instagram because I had a website, had my merchandise going, and like I said, I had to deal with some issues with some people I was working with, so now I'm doing everything on my own. The merchandise and everything and my website will be back online right before I drop the project. I've already been working on it, so of course I have to have that stuff out, ready, and prepared to go before I go on this little run. But pay attention to my Instagram. It's at Erik D Cain, ERIKDCAIN. To get any information, any news, any updates that you want to get, the website, as far as for holistic health, it'll be up this week. Actually, it should be up by Thursday or Friday. That'll be up. I will post the link inside of my bio on Instagram. Once again, that's at ERIKDCAIN, Erik D Cain. D is my middle name. Don't ask me what it stands for because I'm not going to tell you.
But you've been transparent about everything else. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But thank you again. Like, we have to do this again, definitely. Next time we'll do it in person. I'm always in Atlanta. I have family in Atlanta. My brother lives down there. That's like my second home. So next time we'll have to do it in person. I'll bring the alkaline water. You got to bring the stir-fry rice.
I got you. I made it stir-fry.
Yes. Look, I'll be there for that. We have to do this again. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
You too. Stay blessed.